Welcome to the Blueprint Tour, where we visit industry experts from all corners of the construction industry to overcome trust hurdles and build community. I'm Kenny Shultz, and this Season 3 episode was recorded live at the 2024 CREI Summit in Atlanta. If you're interested in using digital tools like social media, podcasting, email, and AI to drive your business development and real estate, you don't want to miss the 2025 CREI Summit happening in the beautiful Palm Desert, California. Now, let's get into today's conversation.
Really cool episode that we did yesterday. That one, I think you're going to enjoy the conversation. Obviously, he's just so fun to talk to. But tell us a little bit about what's going on today.
So we're here at CREI Summit in Atlanta, and CREI started in 2020 as a COVID passion project. I looked around and I was trying to figure out how, in the world of COVID and then in a post-COVID world, how we would communicate with people. And unfortunately, during COVID meetings, you couldn't shake hands or hug people.
Yeah,
and so,
I remember that.
There was going to have to be a different way to do it, and social media and digital tools became more and more important. And one thing I realized is there wasn't any source of truth of who else was doing interesting stuff. There weren't any lists. There was a fellow that had done some lists, but they were kind of a wider focus. There's nobody really focused on commercial real estate itself and the Retweet community. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to create a list, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and 4 years later, here we are.
Yeah, there's some veterans here with 4 stars. I just found out what the stars mean. I guess that's how many conferences people have been to.
That's right.
Yeah, and Beck has like that plus all the badges. She's fully been here.
When you see her, you got to do push-ups.
Yeah. So this has been cool. We, as you know, we're just engineers, and we got involved with Twitter recently in April, and it's just completely been mind-blowing how active the community is here compared to some of the other platforms.
Yeah.
Are you active in LinkedIn and other platforms as well?
Well, I am, but first of all, just engineers. You actually have a real degree in real training. I'm just a marketing guy.
Oh man, I wish more engineers had those skills that come with marketing. The soft skills of consulting and getting to know people, because that's, I think, missing in engineering. While we're here, actually studying and learning.
Well, it's great to have you guys from an engineering vertical come along. And so listen, yes, there are multiple platforms. I really believe on trying to figure out the avatar, the person that's consuming your message first, and then figure out how to communicate with them second, as opposed to picking a platform. And but I also think that there's only so much that we can do, because all of us have, your job is your job. X is not your job. LinkedIn is not your job. Your job is your job. So strategies to figure out what people want to hear and when they want to hear it, but also automating those things. We're going to talk a lot about this at the conference, about how AI and other things can help automate messaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many tools out these days that help that. And it's funny, we're Mr. L. Groves, I don't know if you know him from Twitter, we had Phil on here talking. He's like, so only Phil's working?
Somebody's going to work while we
I can turn the volume up or down, by the way, right here if you want it.
Yeah, well, we're live at a conference. You're gonna hear some background, so it's fine.
Oh, I like it. I like the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. Is you got to keep up with social media to some extent, but scaling it so that you can actually get the deals done that you're actually here for is a challenge. So what kind of tricks do you use to balance those?
Yeah, sure. So what I do is when I listen to calls or I have conversations with people that I think are interesting, I think like anything else, you can come up with an ear for what people want to hear, because I know who my consumer is I believe my consumer is of my content. And I write those things down in Evernote. And then on Sunday afternoon, when I'm getting ready for the week, what I'll do is schedule content for the week. I use a tool called Hype Fury. It has some AI. It suggests some posts that you can use. And so I'm out there on the podcast, on Twitter multiple times a week, but most of the time I'm doing my job, and I've got my heads down, so I've automated in advance. And I think the other thing, I keep talking about the avatar. For me, as an office broker, my avatar is an executive who actually doesn't do real estate every day. Real estate probably reports to them. So maybe the CFO, the Chief Human Resources Officer, and what I know those individuals want to hear about are trends. Nobody cares if you have a sublease in Philadelphia, but what are the trends? Return to work, health of landlords, how do I lease the right amount of office space? I know that's what my folks care about, and that's what I listen for and what I talk about.
Yeah. It's I know you're big on the return to office. I've heard you talk about it, and I think I mentioned a comment on one of yours. So we're feeling that pull. As engineers, we'd love to just stay at home and just read books and not have to go out.
Right.
but I miss it. I miss getting lunch with my colleagues and being out there, and I can feel even the social pressure. People are starting to want it more available, I think, around in our local market. So that's part of why we started the podcast, to force us to go outside and see the world again. Otherwise we wouldn't. I mean, we don't have to go in every building to make engineering decisions. So anyhow, where was I even going with that?
Well, I would just say, in terms of return to office, we haven't changed as a species in 4 years. We need to be together. There's something deep-seated about human beings breaking bread and being together. Now, I am enough of a realist to know, and I talked to enough executives to know, that during COVID, they hired people who live all over the United States. And that's a conundrum. I had dinner with a tech CEO last week, and he's like, I got this big, beautiful office space, but I got people literally all over the United States. So how do you undo that hiring? How do you get people to come in? So I acknowledge that is a challenge.
Yeah.
And we've just got to find some middle ground. The idea that a lot of job types can work remote for forever just isn't reality.
Yep.
And what we're seeing in surveys is that young people really want they want to learn. They want mentorship. We all got ahead because we turned on the lights, we turned off the lights. Being physically present is a way to demonstrate that you're trying to get ahead in life. The people that don't want to come back to the office, the senior guys. That's the challenge.
I already got that mentorship, that in-person time that
they've
the
made
younger guys are looking for.
Yeah, they've made it in their career.
That's a great point. I never thought about it that way, because the desire to be near somebody and shadow them and just sit in on meetings. And I remember that feeling when I was junior. I just would kill to be in any meeting just to hear how it went.
Yep.
Carter used to want to be on the phone calls early on, when he was first interning. And so, that's huge.
I mean, that's right. Kenny is exactly my first year. I wanted just to sit in a broker's office and listen to them talk, because there were two things that were going on. One, I didn't know how to be in an office. When you come from a college dorm to an office, it's different.
A little bit different.
A little bit different. And then the second is, what do you say to people that are consuming the information, to that executive? And as a young person, you don't have that confidence that the older person might have, the more mature person.
The senior. So the office that we were just in Raleigh, I think we talked briefly on it. This is an interesting one. It's 6 floors, owner-occupied, full gut job project, but it's almost like a collaborative hybrid. The way they do it, it's like the departments are floating. It's like the full thing is almost like a co-working space, but for a single occupant tenant.
Okay.
Each department kind of has like different places they can be working, and some desks are permanent, some are floating. Is really interesting.
Yeah, I never heard of that before.
Yeah,
really neat.
It felt like a co-working space, but dedicated to one company. It was a credit union that bought and did this crazy renovation. Have you seen any of that? What are you seeing in the ways people occupy offices?
Well, first of all, I would observe the way people use offices is always changing. If you look back and you go to Google and you look at, Boeing 1950s office, you'll see a bunch of white guys in white shirts and black ties. Yeah. We obviously don't do that anymore. But you think about the 1990s or even the 2000s, how we use office was changing. Part of that had to do with the technology that was available and now is available. And the iPhone, which came out in, I believe, 2007, changed everything. Because before the iPhone, we had to physically be there because that's where the data was. The work was there. Now the work's in our hand, it's in our pocket. So now what we're getting down to and how we use Office is cultural. And what we're starting to see, we did unassigned workspace all through, from 2012, really all the way up to COVID. Because we wanted density with dignity, I called it. We wanted more people in less space. And real estate folks used to brag about, hey, I got this much bigger density. I got more and more density. In my opinion, we disrespected the workforce. We didn't account for people that need to be people. The idea that you can sit at a workbench, you and I could sit 18 inches apart every day, all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I like you a lot, Kenny, but
this is a little too much.
That's a little bit much.
I'm not in a dorm anymore.
We're not in the dorm anymore. So it's cultural. And some people very much are creatures of habit. They want to go to the same place. They want a picture of their dog and their kid.
Yeah.
And so I think we're going to have to account for that. And the other thing I would say about this is the job of the office building, it's not about the sticks and the bricks. It's not about the space. It's about the people. And how we can take these knowledge workers who are highly compensated and have an ability to make us a lot of money and just supercharge them.
Did you, how did the brokerage world react to early COVID in terms of office? Did you go work from home, or is it impossible to actually do that as a broker? Like, how much does the job really just have to be out there?
We didn't have a choice. We had to work from home because of the mandates, and it was a very scary time. And the challenge with brokerage, I've been in this for 29 years, and I haven't had a paycheck in 29 years. And I wake up unemployed every morning.
Yeah, it must feel good.
You wake up unemployed enough mornings in COVID, it can be a scary time. So the only way to survive that situation, yes, we had to work remotely. But we were also able to help people, real estate directors figure out initially the health challenge of COVID.
Yeah.
And then figuring out how to get people back once it was safe.
Yeah, we dove into that ourselves as mechanical engineers, trying to figure out, if like UV light or bipolar ionization or air, like more ventilation. And it was a wild time for us too.
Yeah.
And we're finally going back, especially now hearing Ken talk about it all the time. You're advocating it, and then I do think that there's something to it. But we're engineers, so we're a little slow learners. It would take us a little longer.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that, but I would say we're gonna enter into a cycle. A lot of people are struggling with, when do people come back? I would say this: you can't build a church for Easter Sunday, but you'd better build your office for Wednesday.
There you go.
That's good. Yeah, man. The fact that you organize this too in the middle of that seems just terrifying. How did you have the guts to just say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a conference.
Sometimes it's better to have gusto than smart.
That's just good.
This was an idea that Corey Davidson tweeted in October of 2020. He said it would be great for us to get together, and he meant the list makers.
Yeah.
And then he later said he meant to drink beer. But I heard it a little differently, and so I hired an event planner, and I put up a bunch of money and signed a contract with the Ritz in Lake Tahoe, having never met a lot of these people, having no idea of really how to pull this together. But you know what? I'm really proud of this community, and I appreciate so much the trust of people. If you can imagine in COVID, putting down your credit card to get on an airplane with all the risks we faced, and by the way, we had forest fires in Lake Tahoe, we had all these headwinds, and 108 people showed up, having never met, most of them met before, and that's how CREI started. It's based on trust.
Yeah, well, we talk about that a lot just in general construction. Trust and experience are just the most fundamental things to make sure a project's successful. The trust relationships in any industry.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter seems to be big on, that relationship thing. And I like LinkedIn too, but there's a lot more of just a little one-directional kind of marketing there, where a Twitter community, specifically the retweet community, is really just engaging and wanting to share what they know and help connect each other, which I just appreciate. I mean, it's made our firm better for sure since April.
Yeah,
much better. Just what we've learned from people like you. So we appreciate.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
The calls that you do, the spaces that you'll hop on and we could just listen to, or even talk to you. It's just like, cool.
It's like getting the chance to be a junior again and have another mentor to be in the office on those calls.
That's right, Carter.
Well, Ken, I know you're a busy man. You're organizing this. I do appreciate you swinging by for 10 minutes.
You guys are
with
great.
us, man.
I appreciate everything you're doing, and you're real leaders in your field. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We'll give you the music output.
There we go.
Please hold the applause, everyone.
It's Ken Ashley, the legend. Thank you so much for having us. This has been an incredible experience, and we hope to do as much as we can to keep putting the name out there. So
thanks.
Until next time, Ken.
Kenny Carter, you're the best. See you.